Alright everyone, welcome to the game room tour. What I'll do is I'll do a panoramic view of the game room, and then we'll go and look at everything that we have in here. So we're going to start. We're just going to do one of these. Just go around. And we're back to here. So we're going to start here, and as you see, we have the Assassin's Creed Collector's Editions. We have the first game for the 360, number 2, Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed 3, Black Flag, and then we have an Alexios and Cassandra GameStop exclusive. And we have all the games for the DS and PSP and all the way to Odyssey. This is the PS Vita Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation bundle. Then we have the 2 fig pins that came out. We have Bayek and we have Alexios. These are the encyclopedias. And then here we have the comic book, basically, graphic novels and comics here on the right. Here's some knickknacks. We have a Templar ring, or Assassin's Creed ring I should say. We have the Unity flashlight right there. An Odyssey keychain. Some more stuff. Ezio card. Here we have compilation comics as well, followed by the novelizations of the games. Oliver Bowden did all of them with the exception of the last one. Here you can see Odyssey was written by Gordon Doherty. Then there was a almost like a teen series called Last Descendants. I have all 3 books by Kirby. And then Christie Golden had a Templar type novel called Heresy. And then we have the art books pretty much for each game over here, followed by more knickknacks and then pops, which you'll see as we go down to the next shelf. Here we go. So I'm missing one pop. It's an Ezio pop, and he's all black. That's the rarest of them. You have Ezio, another version of Ezio, Edward Kenway, Connor, Plague Doctor from AC2, Aveline from Liberation, Arno Dorian, Elise from Unity, and then from Syndicate we have Jacob and Evie Fry. And then down here we have Maria from the movies, Callum from the movie. We got Jacob Fry, another version of him. And then we have 3 more people from the movie that came out. And then we have the complete visual history of Assassin's Creed right here. So, that's that shelf. Now we're headed over here because we have more collector's editions. We have Assassin's Creed Unity Collector's Edition. We have Origins. And we have Odyssey. Valhalla comes out November 17th. So I have that pre-ordered. This is a Monster Energy drink that tied in with the movie. Up here we have some figures and some hats. Assassin's Creed hats. And then we have the board game, which is sealed. We have another Funko Pop deals called Dorbs. So we have all of these. We have, let's see. I thought they would say, I think that's Ezio right there, number 80. Unity is 81, so I assume that's Arno. 82 is going to be Elise. 83 is Hatham. Not Hatham, Edward, I think, from Black Flag. Here's Ezio from AC2, so that's got to be Altair is number 80. And then this looks like Evie Fry from Syndicate 85. And then right over here we have the Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I don't know what you call it, but it's a sword, the Trident, I think, from Poseidon, or whatever it was. And then next we have God of War. So we have all of the games. I think I'm missing one or two, maybe. Missing the, I think a collector's edition or something somewhere. We have the novelization of the first two games by Vardaman. Then we have a God of War comic tie-in to the game. And then we have the novelization of the new game, followed by the art of the new game. And then we have God of War, the card game. This is still sealed. And then up here, we have the collector's edition of the God of War, followed by a Atreus Totaku figure. And down here we have Liberation Collector's Edition, or excuse me, Ascension Collector's Edition, followed by the Ultimate Edition of God of War 3 for the PS3. Here's my beat up Vita system. As you can see, the screen is destroyed. I gotta clean this thing. But this is the Vita that came with the Assassin's Creed bundle. And then we have a fig pin of Kratos. Down here we have the only Pixel Pal that came out. It was Kratos. And then we have all of the Pops. And there's a new one coming out that was supposed to have already been released, but it's being pushed back. So I have that pre-ordered, and when it comes in, GameStop will have it for me. Okay, next up we have Tekken. We have the Tekken Pops down here, and I think I have every one except one. So, I'll let you see these. Okay. Then we have these right here. We have the first game, second and third game. Tekken Tag Tournament, Tekken 4. This is Tekken Advance. For the Game Boy Advance, it's sealed. Tekken 5, Dark Resurrection for the PSP. Tekken 6, regular version, greatest hits version, PSP version. Tekken Hybrid, Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Tekken 3D for the 3DS, and Street Fighter Tekken, both regular and collector's edition. Sealed for the collector's edition. And then we have fig pins. So we have Heihachi, Kazuya, Paul Phoenix, and Jin. Now down here we have the Soul Calibur games. I'm missing Soul Edge or Soul Blade, whatever it's called, for the PS1. I think that's the only one I'm missing. But I have all the versions of 2 that came out with the different characters, like Soul Calibur 2 had Link, excuse me, had actually I don't remember who came out for this version. What is... Okay, Spawn was the exclusive for the Xbox version, so that's why we have this. And I think Link is exclusive for the GameCube version. Yeah, there he is. So you see Link. Soul Calibur 3, Soul Calibur Legends for the Wii, and then 4 came out, and this is Yoda for the 360, so I'm missing the PS3 version, which I think had Darth Vader. So I need to get that. Then we have Broken Destiny for the PSP. Soul Calibur 5, both the regular and collector's editions. We have a Fig Pin of Ivy. And then Soul Calibur 6 collector's edition with a Mitsurugi Totaku figure. Now down here we have Tekken 7 collector's edition. And then we have 2 more Totaku figures, one of Heihachi and one of Jin. Down here are the games that I'm collecting that I had growing up from college onward. So these PS1 games I'm just trying to collect, you know, old system compilations like Intellivision and Atari and Activision Classics and all that. This is a 6-pack Genesis game with 6 games on it. But here we have the PS2 games, so we have Activision Anthology, Atari Anthology, ATV Off-Road Fury 2, Barbarian, Blitz, The League, which is a pretty cool game. Bully, which is a classic game from Rockstar. Capcom Classic Collections Volume 1, ESPN College Hoops 2K5 and NFL 2K5, and this football game here is probably the best football game still to this day that ever came out in the history of video games. This game from 2K Sports came out and brand new it was $20, and it gave EA a run for its money. It was $40 cheaper than EA's Madden, and it was 800 times better. And that year, EA struck up a deal with the NFL for exclusive rights to make 2K not be able to publish games anymore. And unfortunately for us football fans, for us football video game fans, we've had pieces of crap Madden games ever since. Got Family Guy, Fatal Fury Battle Archives Volume 1. We have the 2 Gauntlet games, Dark Legacy and Seven Sorrows. These High Heat baseball games from 3DO and Television. And then up here we have a bunch of jam packs. I think I'm missing a couple. We have 2 more down here, but then I have a full set of jam pack demo discs. ESPN Major League Baseball 2K5, and then the World Series edition, which came out literally halfway through the season with updates. Mega Man Anniversary Collection, and then Mega Man X Collection. We have the 3 Midway Arcade Treasures with compilation of Midway games. MVP Baseball. These are some of the best baseball games ever made. I think 04 was the best of them. 06 was college, because when EA took the football license away from 2K, 2K did the same thing with baseball. And then you have MVP NCAA Baseball 07, another college baseball game. So only thing EA could do is make college games at that point. NBA Street Volume 2, NHL 2K6 through 8. We have a couple of pinball games. Prism. This Prism game is one of the worst ever. I'm trying to do this. My arm is getting tired here. Let's see if I can figure this out. Okay. PopCap Hits, both Volume 1 and 2. Puzzle Challenge, you can basically do word searches and Sudoku on your PS2. Rygar, Sega Classics, and then we have some poker games stacked. This is a Street Fighter game right up here. This is Street Fighter Alpha Anthology. We have Street Fighter, Taito Legends, Triple Play, more poker, and Yakuza. Here we have our lone Xbox game, Tecmo Classic. A lot of Tecmo games on here. And then for the 360, All Pro Football, Asura's Wrath, the Burger King game Big Bumpin', those 3 games that came out that Burger King sold for like $3. We have the sequel to Blitz, College Hoops, Capcom Digital Collection, Dreamcast Collection, Konami Classics Volume 2, I'm missing Volume 1, another baseball game, Namco Museum, Pocket Bike Racer, another Burger King game, another PopCap game. And then down here, we have The Simpsons, Sneak King is the final Burger King game, Table Tennis, Namco Museum for the Wii, Pinball for the Wii, and then we have PS3 games here. We have Dante's Inferno, which is basically a God of War type game. It's basically a knockoff of God of War, but it deals with Dante going into the 7 levels of hell from that short, I don't know if you call it is it the Iliad or something, or the poem of Dante going down, trying to rescue his wife that got murdered or something. And he's human, and he's trying to go through the levels of hell to rescue her. Falling Skies, the game based on the show. Ghostbusters, this is for all intents and purposes Ghostbusters 3. Golden Axe, Journey, L.A. Noire, another huge Rockstar game. You played a detective in the 50s, and you had to be able to learn how to read people's facial expressions to find out if they were lying or not. I kind of cheated. I just looked at the strategy guide and just played the game that way when it came to trying to guess if somebody was lying or not. Another Midway compilation of games, NBA Jam. And then for the PS4, we have Flashbacks Volume 1 and 2. We have the new Contra game that came out. We have a Dark Souls trilogy. Aladdin and Lion King, the Disney classic games, redone for the PS4. We have Doug Flutie's Maximum Football, the Ghostbusters remake from the PS2 to now the PS4. These games, Hidden Agenda and Knowledge is Power. These games were like budget titles, $4 or $5 pretty much, and it was more party games than anything. Hidden Agenda was an actual like movie mystery where you had to try to solve who the killer was. Knowledge is Power is just a trivia game that you can use your cell phone, smartphones to play as controllers. Paranormal Activity for the PSVR, Secret of Mana Collection, or no, just Secret of Mana I should say. We have the Sega Genesis Classics, That's You is another party game that used your cell phone. We have Ping Pong VR, and we have the Yakuza Remastered Collection, which I believe is games 3, 4, and 5. Then up here for the Switch, I don't know if you guys can see, we have Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics, and then we have The World Ends With You Remix and Penguin Wars. Now, Penguin Wars originally came out for the Game Boy, and I think I still have the Penguin Wars game. If not, it's one I still have to get. But when I saw it re-released for the Switch, I had to get it. It's basically dodgeball. It's pretty easy. You're an animal, like not a fish, but like a cow or a penguin or a chicken. And you have to throw your balloons or water balloons or whatever they are over to the other side before your opponent does the same to you, and the person that has no balloons left wins the round. And that's pretty much it as far as that goes. Now this game is an RPG, and I'm not a huge fan of RPGs. The only reason I bought this was because some of these characters showed up in Kingdom Hearts, and I had no idea who these people were. And so I figured, because I'm such a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts, I would eventually find the time to play this game. Now this also first came out for the Nintendo DS, but it got re-released on the Switch with updated graphics and everything else, I think. So I'm going to play this at some point. This is still sealed, but that's the goal, is to be able to do that. Okay. My camera's falling apart here. Alright, let's see. I'm going to get up now. Okay. Up here, this is a Assassin's Creed, which really should be on the other side. I should probably move this. This is an Assassin's Creed, just key card, basically. Whatever you would call this. I don't know what you call it. These are coasters, Sony coasters. You have the Namco edition, Ridge Racer, Time Crisis, Tekken 2, and Tekken 3. Here we have the PS4 Pro, 1 terabyte console, PS2, PSVR, PS3. This is a Shenmue that came with Shenmue 3 when I pre-ordered it. It's an art print. So you have that. Up here we have some mugs, we have Parappa, we have more coasters, and we have a holiday gift sack from GameStop still in the box and the packaging. Down here we have some knickknacks. We have the keychain, Sony PS1 controller here, the PlayStation symbol, PS2 insignia, another PlayStation symbol here. PS4, I think the only thing we're missing is PS3 from this set. And we have some little knickknacks in this little box here. Can't open it, but with one hand. We have more knickknacks in this box. There they are. It's one of 2,000. This is some miscellaneous games here I'm trying to sell, so if you guys want these, just let me know and we'll work out a deal. We have 3 Game Boy Advance games, and then these are just instruction booklets for the Game Boy. And Mario Party instructions. Okay, right over here we have the Dead or Alive series. So we have Dead or Alive 1, Dead or Alive 2, both for the PS2 and for the Dreamcast. Dead or Alive 3, Beach Volleyball, Ultimate, this is 1 and 2 together. Probably would make sense to move this over here, even though this got released after 3. I'm so OCD. What should I do? Should I move this before 3, even though 3 came out before this? I'll just leave it the way it is, I guess. Dead or Alive 4, both regular and greatest hits versions for the 360. Then we have Dead or Alive Extreme 2, Extreme Volleyball. We have the movie Dead or Alive that came out with Jamie Priestley. Dead or Alive Dimensions for the 3DS. Dead or Alive Paradise for the PSP. And then Dead or Alive 5, the regular and collector's edition of the game. Dead or Alive 5 for the Vita. Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate. Dead or Alive 5 Last Round. This was a PS4 title, a next-gen title. It basically was a everything and a little bit more for Dead or Alive 5. And then Dead or Alive 6. And Dead or Alive 6 was a big disappointment for me on just multiple levels. It was not a good game. Which, I love Dead or Alive. It's one of the most fun games, fighting games I've ever played. Now, I'm missing... Oh, no, I'm not. So here's Medieval for the PS1. Here's Medieval Resurrection, which is basically a remake of the first Medieval for the PlayStation Portable. And we have Medieval 2 for the PS1. And then we have the brand new redone Medieval, which is basically the first game, again, just remastered with PS4 graphics. So... And now by doing this, I can't get it back in. There we go. Okay. I'm missing the first Parappa the Rapper for the PS1. I need to find that, but I have the PSP version. I have Parappa 2 for the PS2. And then I have Parappa the Rapper for the PS4. This was only released in, I think, South Korea. But it literally is... It was never released in the US, but it was released in South Korea, but it's in English, so I grabbed it. I think it was $20. Prince of Persia, one of my favorite games of all time. I'm missing the NES version, the Genesis, the Game Gear, the Super Nintendo versions of the original game. Plus I'm missing Prince of Persia 2 for the SNES, and I'm missing Prince of Persia 3D for the Dreamcast. But I have all the other games, and I think I'm missing a Prince of Persia for either the DS or Game Boy Advance. I could be wrong, but here we go. We have the trilogy. We have Sands of Time, Warrior Within, and Revelations. Excuse me, the Two Thrones. Revelations was the PSP version of Warrior Within, and Rival Swords was the PSP and Wii version of the Two Thrones. Then we have Battles of Prince of Persia, which is basically a card tactical game. We have the trilogy on the PS3, these three remastered for the PS3. And then we have Prince of Persia for the 360, and this game had nothing to do with the trilogies. It was its own story, different character, and I liked it. It was, graphically, it was gorgeous. Then we have Prince of Persia, The Fallen King, which was a little bit of a kind of a sequel to this. And then we have the original Prince back in the Forgotten Sands. When I say original Prince, I mean original Prince of the trilogy series. I don't mean this original Prince over here. And then down here we have the Forgotten Sands for the PSP and for the DS. We have the graphic novel anthology that took place before the game. We have the Prince of Persia movie. And then this just recently came out. The guy who created Prince of Persia, his name's Jordan Mechner, and he has all his original journal entries from 85 to 93 in this huge book. And so I read all about his, basically, life creating Prince of Persia and his want to be a screenwriter for movies, and where he'd be if it had, and his inner pressure to try to create something better than the first Prince of Persia and all that stuff. So that's interesting read, and it's all in here. I bought it off Amazon. Then we have Shaq Fu, the Genesis first game, and then the sequel, A Legend Reborn for the PS4, which I still haven't played yet. Now we come to Shenmue. Shenmue for the Dreamcast, Shenmue 2 for the Xbox, 1 and 2 remastered for the PS4, and then 3 is right here in its case when I pre-ordered the game from YesNet. So there's Shenmue 3 in its protective case there. And then this is the case that came. I don't care, it's my P.O. box. So if you guys want to send me fan mail, go ahead. Now this actually is a part of the collector's edition, which I did not know even was released. I bought this off of Mercari So at some point, if I can find a good deal on the actual collector's edition, I'm going to try to buy it. Then we have Toe Jam and Earl, the first game. I'm missing Panic on Funkatron, which was the second. We have Toe Jam and Earl 3, and then Toe Jam and Earl 4 that came out exclusively for the Switch. And we have Virtua Fighter. Virtua Fighter for the Saturn, Virtua Fighter Remix, which was basically, when the first game got released, it was so broken because Sega rushed their release of the Saturn earlier than anyone thought. So when they released the remix version, it's literally what the first game should have been. Virtua Fighter 2, Virtua Fighter 2 for the Genesis, Virtua Fighter Virtua Fighter Animation for the Game Gear. Then we have Virtua Fighter Kids, which is basically a big head version of the Virtua Fighter 2 game. We have Virtua Fighter 3 TB for the Dreamcast, Virtua Fighter 4 for the PS2, Evolution, which was the updated version of 4, but it only came in Greatest Hits form, Virtua Quest, which is sort of like an RPG with the Virtua Fighter characters in it, and then we have Virtua Fighter 5 for the PS3 and Virtua Fighter 5 Online for the 360. And here we have a Tiger Electronic Virtua Fighter. And then here we have PS3 Collector's Edition of South Park, The Stick of Truth. And I need to re-get the Fractured But Whole. I gotta figure out where that is. Try to grab that again. Okay, up here we have some Dark Crystal Pops. And this Dark Crystal Shard scale replica from ThinkGeek, still in the box. There are a ton of Dark Crystal Pops that I'm missing. And here's Age of Resistance that just came out on Netflix. Okay, and then right over here we have a Pez and more Dark Crystal Pops. And then we have Labyrinth. We have the ultimate visual story or history of Labyrinth. We have an artist tribute that celebrated the 30th anniversary of Labyrinth before it came out in 2016. The Goblins of Labyrinth, Freud, Toby's, well, I think his name is Brian. His son created this book of pictures of all the goblins, and then this is sort of like a sequel. Jim Henson's Labyrinth Tales, a sequel in the sense of it literally just has quick funny stories of like Hoggle and Sir Didymus and their adventures inside of the labyrinth. It's like, okay, well, if you were just to go to the labyrinth on a random day, what would you see these characters doing? And this is pretty much what this is. Then we have the 30th anniversary DVD, and we have the board game, still sealed. And then down here we have the Pops. I'm missing, I think, a couple of these. We have Ludo here, and then Hoggles all the way down here, and I'm missing one of these Jareth figurines. So that's that. This is a poster of, this came in one of these books that I just bought, but somebody kickstarted this poster, but basically it shows all the systems, what the games look like for each system, which is pretty cool. So we have NES, PAL, North America, SNES, N64, 6400, which I assume was the DD in Japan. And we have this Master System, the Genesis, the 32X, TurboGrafx, Turbo AES, Microvision, Lynx, Game Gear, and so on, which is pretty cool. So, Tiger R-Zone, Tiger Gamecom. Yeah. Okay, here we have some PS2 memory cards. We have the Wii, complete. This is the Project Scorpio edition, launch edition of the Xbox One X. So, it's never been played. We have both the Switch and the Switch Lite. And then here we have some not memorabilia, but reads, you know, as far as video games go. These are Game Boy Works and Game Boy World and NES Works by a YouTuber named Jeremy Parish. So, The Ultimate History of Video Games, which is a good read. Learned a lot about the guy who created Nolan Bushnell, who created Atari, actually created Chuck E. Cheese. Playing with Power, the NES Classic Edition, Video Game Console Collector's Field Guide. This book was from this poster, came from it. Ring Fit Adventure, which hasn't been used, obviously, and then we have a carrying case for the Switch. And then here we have the mini classics. We have the two NESs, we have a Super Nintendo, a Genesis, a TurboGrafx with the PC Engine AC adapter, and a Neo Geo, and the Bad Dudes arcade, Little My Arcade. And then this is the TV that hasn't been used in a long time. You can see the dirt all over it. I gotta clean this thing. We have a Kingdom Hearts keychain there, or a little lanyard. That's the word I was looking for before. This is the chair that I would sit in while playing a game up there. We have my Game Informer collection of magazines all throughout. And right over here, we've got some Kingdom Hearts stuff. So, we have the exclusive Donald and Mickey figurine. We have the exclusive GameStop Maleficent. We have a GameStop Pop here, keychains, or keyblades. Metal Fig Sora, vinyl, the 3-pack, both the regular and then glow-in-the-dark versions. This came with the Kingdom Hearts 3 Collector's Edition, these Bring Arts figurines. The Chip and Dale 2-pack. We have some mugs. And then here we have the games. So we have Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts... This is sealed, by the way. And I actually got to put this in a protective case. Chain of Memories. Game Boy Advance game. Kingdom Hearts 2. Chain of Memories remade for the PS2. 358 over 2 days with the slip cover, which is pretty cool. Birth by Sleep for the PSP. Coded for the DS. Dream Drop Distance. Not only do I have a loose copy, but I also have the Mark of Mastery edition. This is sealed. It's the collector's edition. Then we have Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Remix and the collector's edition with the art book. We have 2.5 Remix. Then we have the PS4 1.5 and 2.5 Remix together. Kingdom Hearts The Story So Far. And then Kingdom Hearts 3 Collector's Edition. And then the Kingdom Hearts all-in-one package, which literally has every game ever. Still sealed. Here we have the vignettes from Kingdom Hearts. We have Sora, Pete. We have a Pez E3 2019 limited edition Donald. We have more vignettes. We have Black Coat Mickey, Space, Paranoid Sora, Sora in Halloween Town, and then Goofy in Halloween Town, and Donald in Halloween Town. And then we have the Pops. I am missing a few of these. I need to find them. They're obscure ones. Here are some pig pins. We have Pez. And then we have the vignettes, Sora in a Light Cycle. We have another Pez Pop, Pez Heartless. This, I think, is a blanket that's still sealed. Not sealed, but you know what I mean. Unopened beach towel is what this is. Yeah. And then here we have Goofy, Pete, we have Donald, Halloween Town, Sora, Halloween Goofy, Sora, Toys R Us exclusive, this Sora with the Best Buy, Kyrie, we have a Mickey Pez Pop, and then down here we got more. We have Riku, Box Lunch exclusive, Organization 13 Mickey, the glow-in-the-dark box lunch exclusive. This is a 2018 Summer Convention Organization 13 Mickey. Comic-Con Organization 13 Mickey exclusive. Heartless. Guardian Form Sora, which was a Fall Convention exclusive. Shadow Heartless, you guys get the drill. Another Sora pop. And then down here we have Monsters Inc. and the exclusive box lunch flocked version of that. And up here we have more pops. I'm missing a bunch of these little ones, these little mini ones. We have Aqua and Kyrie, and as you can see. And then down here we have Pixel Pals. We have all four. We have Donald, Goofy, King Mickey, and Sora. We have the Sora riding a Heartless Wave from from the Kingdom Hearts 3. And we have these guys. I'm missing two of these. Then we have some figures from Diamond Select. We have Limit Form Sora, Donald and Chip and Dale, and Dusk. Here we have the Game Boy games. I am missing Penguin Wars, but I do have 4-in-1 Fun Pack, Spider-Man, Alleyway, all four of the greatest, not greatest hits, but like Arcade's greatest hits is what they're called. Nintendo Baseball, Blades of Steel, Boxel, Deli and Opus, Double Dribble, Dr. Franken, Faceball, Flipple, Foreman for Real, Great Greed, which is a rare complete in blocks game, Jurassic Park, NBA All-Star Challenge, NBA Jam, Operation C, Pac-Man, Play Action Football, Pinball Fantasies, Pyramids of Ra, Quicks, Revenge of the Gator, Roger Clemens Baseball, Solar Striker, Mario 1 and 2. And then down here we have RC Pro-Am, Terminator, Tecmo Bowl, Tennis, Tiny Toons Wacky Sports, Follow the Foot Clan, Tennis, Ultima, and then a cleaning kit. And we got some miscellaneous Game Boy Advance games, and then some DS, along with a black and white original Game Boy in the box, F1 Race, and Game Genie in the box. And then up here we have a 3DS. We have more Kingdom Hearts collectible figurines on the wall. And there's that. Now over here is my bookshelf. Now all of this is Harry Potter stuff. So we'll go to the edge here. The stuff I got at Universal. So now that's Harry Potter. And then we'll just quickly show you guys the books. I have some miscellaneous computer games that are on this bookshelf that I'm trying to move out of the way for you guys so you can see, so it's not blocking the books. got some Hardy Boy games to go along. I'm trying to collect every original Hardy Boy book. Got a ways to go. This is the Nightmare Hall series that I loved as a kid. Have every one of them. Bunnicula the bunny, vampire bunny. You guys remember that. Now these books are Left Behind. This is the computer games that they came out with. All three of them. These are the prequels. And then these are the actual books with the movies next to them. Kirk Cameron was in the original ones. Right here. And then Nicolas Cage. They came out with a bigger budget movie which still was terrible. I was so psyched when I heard that Nicolas Cage was going to be in there. I figured with him in there there'd be a decent budget, and alas, it was horrible. It just wasn't good. But anyway, then we have Left Behind the Kids. I'm missing a few of these. One of them is extremely rare to find. I think it's book number 38 if I'm not mistaken in the series. It's almost impossible to find. And if you can, it's about $600 for one of these paperback books, I kid you not. Then they came out with a Left Behind sequel called Vanished, which had a decent premise. It's actually the best of all of them. Then we have Nancy Drew, and same thing for the Hardy Boys. I'm going to do with Nancy Drew. Here are the games in the movie that just came out. I got my Nancy Drew here. Kingdom Keeper series. And then every Christopher Pike book ever written. All his teen and adult novels are here. I am missing some of the Spooksville books. And Spooksville was his answer to R.L. Stine's Ghost of Fear Street series. So, let's see. I have the first 9, that's pretty cool. I'm missing 10 and 11 and 21. I don't know how many there were, but I'm only missing 3. That's pretty good. So maybe I'll look online, see if I can complete that series. Then we have Percy Jackson. And then the Kane Chronicles. All of Rick Riordan's books are here. Mythology books, not the other stuff he wrote, but every single thing that I could get my hands on for the mythology of all of these books. And if you've noticed, I have a bunch of the Rick Riordan Presents, his authors that not privileged, but like, trying to think of the word, I guess not heard of countries like Mexican folklore and Nigerian folklore and stuff like that. So here are the Harry Potter, not only books and movies, but games. I'm missing a couple of Game Boy Color games to have a complete Harry Potter video game collection. I have all the movies. And then right up here, we have the art books. Now this author here, this is Fantastic Beasts, which I'm not really a fan of any of these movies. I could care less about these. They're not that good. These books are by an author named James Rubart. I remember seeing The Chair in a bookstore, used bookstore, when I was living in Massachusetts. It was like $3. I was like, it looked pretty interesting, and it had to do with Christ, and the chair that was found was supposedly built by Christ himself. It had healing properties, and the government was trying to get the chair, and bad guys and everything else. It was pretty interesting. So I loved the book itself, and I said to myself, I wonder what else he's written. So I ended up buying literally every book he's ever written, and they're very good. They're very, very good. He is such an underrated, probably unheard of author, but if you like to read and you like mysteries and you don't mind dealing with, questions of faith and the Bible and stuff, I would pick it up. I would pick these books up. They're very good. This is the latest one, The Pages of Her Life. I can't wait till he writes another one. I hope he does. I think this came out 2 years ago, so. And we have John Saul. We have adult author John Saul. We have the Cirque du Freak series and the Demonata series. And then we have right here the prequel to the Demonata series, to the Cirque du Freak. And then we have Shivers. We have every Shivers book. Shivers was written by a guy named M.D. Spencer, who I believe at the time was trying to cash in on the Goosebumps craze. And he wrote a lot of them. He wrote 36. They were pretty good, too. I have all 36. And, they weren't stupendous, but for what they were pretty good, so. But they were basically a poor man's Goosebump book. And then, speaking of Goosebumps, here we go. We have every Goosebumps original book here. I'm trying to collect all of the TV show books. So, like, for example, let's see if I can find one. There's not one here that I can see. An example of, I'll try to find one. Hopefully it's not down on the second shelf. It is, of course it is. Okay, I'm going to have to try to figure out. I'm going to do this once over. I don't know if you guys can got a good look at the titles. Okay, and then if we go down here. So you see Attack of the Mutant, or Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes? Well, right next to Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes, you should see Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes little tiny book. And that tiny book is the picture book of the show that was based on the book that aired on Fox Kids. So not only am I trying to collect every Goosebumps DVD that was released, but I'm trying to collect the little TV booklets that went along with that TV show. So, okay. Now, if we go up here, you're going to see the Goosebumps board game. We have more Harry Potter stuff up here. We have the Goosebumps Tiger Electronics game, brand new, unopened, that came out almost 24 years ago. A booklight. We have this, which is the 25th anniversary, 5 original Goosebumps books in here. And I have this unopened, obviously. And let's see. Reader Beware. It's the original Scare sequel. Or Reader Beware, it's the original Scare again. Celebrate the 25th anniversary with 5 more of the all-time best-selling Goosebumps books, including Monster Blood, Why I'm Afraid of Bees, A Night in Terror Tower, The Beast from the East, and Legend of the Lost Legend, each with its original cover in this exclusive collectible retro tin. Of these 5, A Night in Terror Tower is the best. And having said that, A Night in Terror Tower is probably one of my favorite Goosebumps books of all time, so. Then we have, this is brand new, unopened. This was a POG set. 16 completely cool caps, which is cool. And then I have the holiday one as well. Unopened, as you can see. Pretty cool. So we're going to go right over here. We have some miscellaneous computer games and the Power Rangers little knick-knack box. And then this is the continuation of the Goosebumps Series 2000 books from the previous bookshelf, which will bring us into the Nightmare Room, which will bring us into Mostly Ghostly, and then Goosebumps Horrorland, and then more of that, and Hall of Horrors, followed by the video game Goosebumps Horrorland games, and then Most Wanted, followed by the recent Goosebumps video games, followed by Slappy's World, which is the current Goosebumps series that he's writing. And he plans, there's 11 right now, he plans on writing at least 14. The 12th book comes out a month from now, October 6th. The 13th book I think comes out in like February or March of next year, and the 14th in June or July of next year. I forget exactly what month. Then we have the movies that came out, and then we have his Fear Street series. And I'm trying to collect every Fear Street book he ever wrote, which is going to be a daunting task because there is a ton of them. These are the brand new ones that he wrote, so I have those. And then here are his Ghosts of Fear Street. And I'm missing 2, 4, 9, 14. So there's 4 of those I'm missing minimally. I think there's more than 16 though. And then these are his Point horror novels. Scholastic did his Goosebumps books, but before and during, there was a publishing company called Point, and they did a lot of horror novels for teens. R.L. Stine wrote for them, Caroline B. Cooney wrote for them, Diane Ho wrote for them, so there's a ton of that stuff there. And then we have more R.L. Stine books here. And then he's starting to write graphic novels, which we have. Then we're going to go here, and this is the end of the books. Now we're going to take a quick detour. These are my handhelds. These are the Radio Shack handhelds that I either had as a kid or wanted as a kid. I'm trying to collect all the sports ones, but Invasion Force, this is one I had as a kid. This is what it looks like. And then we have Highway, which is in pretty good shape for a game that came out in like 1988. We have Raceway. These were the poor man's Tiger handhelds. Another version of Raceway. These were like $10, $8. Kung Fu. These are brand new. These are unopened. And Speedway. Down here we have more Radio Shack handheld games. And then we have a Tiger brand new head-to-head football. These are my Tiger handhelds, the sports ones. Then we have a Talking Football one. And then we have a Jet Moto handheld and 3 Konami handhelds. Sports. And then a Radio Shack 8-in-1 game or 12-in-1 game, arcade game as well with lights up. And then here we're going to go into the games that I have for Tetris and Jeopardy. These are Turtles and Power Rangers watches. I had this Turtles watches. I got it from like my 5th or 6th birthday from a girl, and I wore it all the time. And I finally found one brand new from back then, so I'm pumped that I have this now. Here are my chess games that I'm collecting, as well as Tetris, Jeopardy, and Wheel of Fortune games for all the major systems. So, you'll see those. Then we have a Where in the World is Carmen San Diego handheld game, Guitar Hero. And then Hasbro is bringing back Tiger handheld. So we have The Little Mermaid, and we have X-Men right over here. Here is my sports corner. So we have some pops for all the Boston teams. And we have DVDs and books on everything Boston sports from all the championships that they've won since the Patriots first won in 2001. We have MLB The Show. We have a Madden Tiger handheld, brand new, Madden 95. And then here are the sports games. I'm missing a few. But we have Maddens. We have MLB Pennant Race, which turned into MLB, which turned into The Show. We have the NBA 2K series, which is the best basketball series that ever was, and still continues to be to this day. We have the NBA Live series, missing 96 for the PS1. And I have every other, I think. And then NHL, the EA Sports NHL series. So that's that. And we have Crash Bandicoot. Some vinyl figurines, some pop figurines, some mugs, some doodads, some fig pins. And then we have the Crash games. I'm missing the first one, Black Label version. Crash is one of my favorite action platform games of all time. And the fourth game comes out October 2nd, so I'm pumped about that. Okay, we have more here. We have Totaku figures, Skylanders, and then we have some tubs. So bath toys called tubs. And then we have Sonic. Missing a lot of Game Gear Sonic games, but missing the first Sonic Adventure for the Dreamcast. And I have some rare stuff too, so. Some pops. I'm missing a bunch of Sonic pops. Some of them are rare. We have a Sonic Tubs up there, another vinyl thing, coffee mug. The collector's edition of Sonic Mania, Sonic cereal, Sonic figurines, and then Sonic the Hedgehog Crash Course game, Totaku figures, the new Super Tails and Super Silver Pop 25th anniversary Sonic figures, vignettes of Eggman and Tails. This is a plush that I got at Dave & Buster's. This is another release of Sonic 3 from Tiger. And then we have Sonic 1 and 2. I'm still trying to get the original Sonic 3, not this version, obviously. Spinball and 3D Blast. We have Spyro. Some candles. Tutaku figure and some pops. And I have all the Spyro pops that there are. There weren't a lot, as you can see. And then we have the Spyro tubs, some mugs, some doodads, and some pop pezzes. Now, my favorite series of all time, we have Mortal Kombat. So we have all the Pixel Pals. We have the Mortal Kombat 9 Collector's Edition sealed. We have the 2-pack of Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Mortal Kombat X sealed. And Mortal Kombat 11 Collector's Edition. And I used to have every game. I'm missing a few. After I sold my whole collection pretty much, see, so if we're looking at Mortal Kombat 1, we have them all. Mortal Kombat 2, we have them all. We even have the 32X and the Saturn. But as far as, now this is rare. This is a Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 for the Game Boy. It only came out in Europe, but both games on one game pack. We have the Mortal Kombat VHS and DVD. We have the Mortal Kombat novelization of the movie. Mortal Kombat 3 for the Genesis, PS1, but I'm missing the Game Boy, Super Nintendo versions. We have Trilogy for the PS1. We have Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 for the Saturn. This should actually be moved. I'm also missing Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 for this Genesis as well. We have Trilogy for the Gamecom. We have Mortal Kombat Annihilation, both the VHS and DVD, and the novelization of the movie. And here we have Mythologies Sub-Zero. We have Mortal Kombat 4 for the PS1, Mortal Kombat 4 for the 64. We have some fig pins here, both Scorpion and Sub-Zero. We have Mortal Kombat 4 sealed for the Game Boy Color. This is Mortal Kombat Conquest, a TV show that came out in the late 90s. The whole series is here. Special Forces for the PS1. Then we have the Deadly Alliance, Advance for the Game Boy Advance, Deadly Alliance for the Game Boy Advance, Tournament Edition, which is sealed for the Game Boy Advance. We have a sealed Skybox Mortal Kombat Booster Pack box. We have a candle. We have a sealed Mortal Kombat trading card box. The Art of Mortal Kombat, which is an art book that came with MK9. Then we have Deception. We have Deception Collector's Edition. Shaolin Monks, which every Mortal Kombat fan wishes they made another one of that game. Then we have every cover variant of Armageddon for the PS2. We have the Wii version. We have Unchained for the PSP. We have sealed collection of Mortal Kombat games for the PS2. We have a Mortal Kombat watch. We have some movie pins. Some more pins. And this is a keychain. And then we have the DC Universe Collector's Edition for the 360. Legacy. The new Scorpion animated movie that just came out. And Aftermath Collection that just came out. And we have the pops. We have every Mortal Kombat pop that there is. So I'll show you guys these. We have some Mortal Kombat handhelds. And then we have a pop little keychain of Raiden. I'm missing a bunch of these ones. Then we have the a mug Mortal Kombat mug. Lunchbox that came with the MK11 pre-order at GameStop. This is the MK1 little arcade machine. This is a commemorative coin. There was only a few of these that came out. This is when you pre-ordered Deadly Alliance at GameStop. You got this coin, and trying to see how many there were. Doesn't say. Oh, 1 of 10,000. So there's only 10,000 in the world of these. We have a sealed Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 vinyl, music from the arcade games. We have a Mortal Kombat hat, and another Mortal Kombat keychain right here, followed by the Mortal Kombat Classic goodie box with a whole bunch of stuff. Doesn't show you, but that's that. Up here we have the plug-and-play Mortal Kombat. This is GameStop produced these at E3, as you can see, January 17th, 2019. Mortal Kombat reveal in Los Angeles. It might not have been E3, but it was definitely a what do you call it? A convention. And there's an hourglass in here, and it came with this bag, which is pretty cool. This duffel bag. So I have that. This is an art print of the home console release of the first game, an advertisement. We have some strategy guides. Ultimate Mortal Kombat, or Mortal Kombat 3 Fighters Companion, Mortal Kombat 1 Fighters Companion, and then Mortal Kombat 9 Collector's Edition strategy guide. We have Johnny Cage and the little poster thing that you got when you pre-ordered the game at GameStop. And then we have all the other ones. Raiden, both variants of Scorpion, and both variants of Sub-Zero. I'm missing both spawns, so I need to get those. Up here we have the Nintendo Power poster that came in one of the Nintendo Power issues for Mortal Kombat. We have Mortal Kombat 4, another Deadly Alliance poster, an advertisement, both of those. Then we have the Mortal Kombat game arcade 1-up with the stool and the riser. We have Marvel Superheroes, NBA Jam, Star Wars, Street Fighter, and Turtles. And then above, to finish it off, we have the posters of Assassin's Creed. So that is it, folks. That is the game room tour. This is where I do my live streams on my other channel. Eventually I will have my laptop hooked up over there, so you guys can, on my other channel, see me play some games live. This I'm trying to sell. This is another Mortal Kombat Arcade 1-up. It's working in perfect condition. I just don't need two of them. Some miscellaneous like PSVRs in here, and some wires, and a laptop, as you can see. Some sports memorabilia that I need to put somewhere. Got a Labyrinth pillow right here. This is stuff I'm trying to sell. Some duplicate books and a PS1 game I have no use for. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and share it with anyone you can if they like soft-spoken ASMR type videos with video games involved. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for watching.